Welcome. Dissociation and the gym. Yeah, I've just been to the gym, which gave me the idea of doing this. When we have stress responses over a long period of time, let's touch on that bit first. So as you may or may not know about the polyvagal theory, you have your scale. So you have your calm, regulated, balanced, open self. The goal, isn't it? Then you have, I've put this one in, a 2, so that's a 1. 2 is energized, excited. You've got a bit of adrenaline. You've got a focus, a purpose. You've got momentum, right? You can achieve a goal, a bit of dopamine in there, right? So now you're on a 2. 3 is stress. 3 is your sympathetic system's now online, and you are getting filled with adrenaline and cortisol, which causes your nervous system to be hypervigilant and reactive. And that little mind of yours will start thinking negative thoughts because there is a feeling and you think it's the same thing. Then you go up the scale to where I 1, 2, 3, 4. On a 4, 4's anger, frustration, rage. Can you see how when you're stressed, you're quick to rage? 4. Then you get 5, dissociation. So 5 is the shutting off. This part here, the emotional part of us, the body. It is the overwhelm is so intense. The brain is very clever. Goes, you can't live like this, right? I'm going to shut the sensation, that connection. I'm going to start shutting that down. I'm going to slow your heart rate down. I'm going to, so you get cold. I'm going to do these things for you because you can't do them yourself. It's a survival. All of these are survival. So I personally have lived in stress for a long period of time. Therefore, I am also aware that I have lived in 5, right? And because of that, it has in the past been an autopilot of mine, whereby if I'm under intense pressure for a sustained period of time, that is not a choice of mine, right? So life, oh my God, my body, my brain automatically puts me on 5. And I'm aware of it because I'll go cold. I will go, I start shutting down. I don't care. There are these signs. Awareness is everything, isn't it, of self? So there are these signs. Now, the gym, how the gym comes into this. What I want to achieve with the gym, there's lots of reasons I go to the gym. One of them is to support my son, and one of them is for me, right? So when you have not been in your body for a long period of time because it feels uncomfortable, right? Discomfort. I mean, I say that lightly because emotional overwhelm, the pain of emotional overwhelm is crippling, isn't it? If you've ever been there, it is absolutely crippling. So, but I'm going to call it discomfort for now. So the gym for me provides control, whereby I am choosing control to do things that are uncomfortable. Lifting weights, uncomfortable. Going on a treadmill really fast, uncomfortable. Although that's flight. I'm going to come on to that now in a minute. So we've got these situations you're in the gym and you're doing these different exercises. And for me personally, it enables me to get back into my body. If anyone's watching this that's dissociated, right, understands you're never in it. You're never really in it. If you're living in that 5, you're never in it. That 5 is a lovely place to be, right? When you meditate, if you've ever been on one of those meditation retreat things, oh, I'm back. I'm back in my 5. It is a safe place, which is why you've got to be careful and you've got to be aware, haven't you? Because do you meditate to get away from something, or do you meditate to get into your body? You've got to be careful. So going to the gym gives my physical body, it gives it the grounding it needs for my mind to go, oh, you're okay, to get back in there, you know, to stop pumping adrenaline and cortisol in, to regain balance ultimately. So it is, I mean, I do strength. I mean, look, you can tell I'm not like a weightlifter. I've only just really started, but it's, for me personally, it's such an important part of my life now. One of those things I wish I'd done many moons ago to prevent dissociation, to prevent it, to see it. So let's imagine I was living on the 3, so I'm anxious. Flight response, running. I could have done running. I just run. If I ever feel trapped in a situation, not heard, trapped, you know, I will go on the treadmill, because I know that the best way to process feeling trapped is to feel free. And for me, everyone's got their thing. For me, I either listen to something really kind of feeling, right? I want the adrenaline. Or I think about the thing that makes me feel trapped. I think about the situation and I put the treadmill on and I whack it up, all right, until I feel the shift. It's the only way to describe it. So something's happened, and then this and that happened, and I bring in all the senses and I bring in all of the emotion, and it's all there, and I'm feeling like this, and I run until I'm tired, until the energy, adrenaline, the emotion, fear is gone. Right? Regaining balance. That's ultimately what it does for me. It brings me into my body. It forces me to be, you know, you can't lift things and not feel it. Wow. I guess if you're doing easy work. But if you really do the work, if you really focus on your body when you're doing it, you focus on the sensation of the muscles within you when you're doing X, Y, and Z, you are forcing your conscious awareness to go, you're okay. Right now. Yes, okay. That moment that your body your brain and your body dissociated, forced the shutdown, did it for a reason. But right now in the gym, you're okay, right? So you dip your toe back into, you're safe right here, right now. You're safe. Okay, can you be safe for 2 minutes? Can you be safe for 3 minutes? Right? And the more you do that, right, you go again another day, and you go another day, and then you go another day, you slowly regain the ability to be in your body, and that's okay. Yeah, it's scary. Ultimately, if you've lived in fear, dissociation, right? If you've lived in it and it's your go-to place, and you've lived in it a long time, it's your go-to place, that can become your sense of self. No, you don't have an identity other than running away, avoiding, fear, anxious, erratic. Your personality becomes those traits, doesn't it? So when you start the journey of coming back into your body and centering yourself and dipping your toe back into being in the present moment, which is what it is, isn't it? You're in the present moment. You go, oh, I wasn't that. I'm not that. So who am I? I mean, that's a separate conversation. It's awareness, isn't it? But you start to become aware that that's not who you are. That's circumstance, life, it's victimhood, isn't it? It's all of that. Right? We have to take responsibility for it, by the way. Yes, it was shit. But it isn't shit now. Don't carry that with you. Right. So now when you're in the gym, you're working out, and you're safe in that moment. That's what the gym can do. Now, it doesn't have to be the gym. It can be a walk. The main thing I find, because it depends on where you are, but the furthest away from your physical body, the more work you do have to put in, the physical work you have to put in. That's what I have had to do. Just doing a little bit of something isn't enough. A little 5-minute walk isn't enough, but it's the start. It's a start, because then you'll do a little bit more, and then you'll do a little bit more, and before you know it, you're doing more. But it does take time, and you have to be gentle with yourself, because this is the unknown to you. It was the unknown to me, being back in my body and feeling something. What is this feeling? I don't know. I don't know what feelings are. I disassociated. That was my thing. So what's this feeling? That is a beginning of something new. That turns out to be peace. Who'd have thought? I thought that was peace. I thought the 5 was peace, because it was nothingness, absolute freedom for me being there, because you didn't have to take responsibility. You didn't have to feel the shame of your actions. You didn't have to do anything like that. But don't talk about it. That's the other thing with those who dissociate. They do not want to talk about feelings, actions, anything, behaviors, because they don't remember. They don't want to feel. They don't want to feel. That's the biggest thing. Feelings are scary. I avoid feelings, right? So please don't sit there and let's have a big conversation about why you had an argument with so-and-so, or why you decided to do that. You can't, because that conversation will bring up an emotion, and emotions are scary and disassociate. So you go, no. But when you start doing the heavy work, bringing yourself back into your body, doing the grounding. I see it's grounding. I'm back in. Here I am. Okay. Right. Now, from a place that is calmer, at peace with self, awareness of, and no judgment of actions of the past, because that's gone. Okay, right. We can move from there, can't we? We can make the right choice from there. Let's not go on and on about what happened before. Right here, right now. What's happening right here, right now? Well, I feel good, you know, when you're having a conversation with somebody who, a young person that's struggling, and you want to help and they don't want to talk about it. Get them moving, get them doing physical work, get them doing things that bring them back in their body, right? Help them to understand what it's like to be in your body and to be safe with that, to know that that is okay. This feeling right here, right now, after you've just done all your weights, that's who you are. See that excitement of lifting it, whatever it is. That's happiness. You know, that's joy. That's not fear. That's something to be proud of. That's an achievement. And that's where you can start from. We have to understand where children are, young people are, where we are. We have to know ourselves. And that, peeling away the onions of layers of life, you know, that can be tricky, can't it? Because you go, oh, right, yeah, my stress response is, okay, how do I deal with that stress response? All right. Now, obviously, I'm not going to go through all the others because this is about dissociation. But for those that do not like to be in their body, doing the gym is great. Yoga is another one. I find, because I can't do it, that's ultimately it. Right. So I'm inflexible, for whatever reason. I've got this joint thing. Of course I do. It's the way it is, isn't it? Right. So I find it painful to do some of the positions. You have to lie in the positions and hold the positions. But that's a good thing. So you're in it, you're lying in it, you're like, oh, this is uncomfortable, this is painful. I don't mean painful as in, you know, you need to go to A&E. You know, this is, I'm in my body pain. Oh, I've stretched, you know, I'm pushing myself to that uncomfortable feeling. This is easy, this is easy. This isn't easy. I'm going to stay here. That's resilience, isn't it? Anyway, right? So, I'm going to stay here. Okay, right. You're back in your body now, aren't you? Yeah. Do you like it? No. But you sit with it, you breathe, you recognize. You recognize. I mean, this is an adult, by the way. Children, it's harder, isn't it? But you recognize that this is part of the process. If you, let's go with, oh no, I can't be bothered. Right, so let's go. Tracy, you're talking utter rubbish about the gym and about pushing yourself to that limit of not feeling great about a certain move, right? Nah, I'm not gonna bother. Okay. If you don't allow yourself to feel uncomfortable, if you don't allow yourself to be, it's just like that fine line of, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. No, I'm not. All right, that is that bit. And you're in your body, by the way. This isn't about drifting off to the dissociation, right? Right, physically, right? The feeling. Yeah, not quite right now. if you don't master that, control that, manage that, be aware of that, you go out in life and something happens that makes you feel, somebody says something, somebody emails you, and that makes you feel that little fine line of discomfort. What are you going to do? You're going to go and run away from it and avoid it, aren't you? Because if you can't do it physically, when you can control it at the gym and yoga and boxing and whatever it is, you're not going to do it in anything else, are you? And that's the reality of it. Emotions are held in the body. Yes, it's that annoying part of our brain that releases the chemicals, but hey ho, they're in here. So if we want to master the ability to not go there as often, or be aware that when we do, how to bring ourselves back, we have to know how. And we have to know that this feeling here is okay. And what will happen over time, this is personal experience, right? Personal experience. And it takes time, is when you have an experience that is not pleasant and you, an email, something out of control, a stressful thing comes into your world, you will pause and you will stop, and you will know that your auto response may take you automatically to that place. So you have to stop and pause and not do what you want to automatically do. Right? You have to pause and stop and think, no, whatever it is I was going to do, don't do it. Right? Do some physical stuff. Make sure you plan in physical stuff to deal with that. To deal with that situation. Because otherwise your auto response will do it for you. You have to consciously, keep talking to the brain, consciously take control over your unconscious, subconscious programming, because it will just shut you down. And anyone who has never been there won't get it. They won't get it, because it's seconds. You're like, and you're there. Seconds. I think it's very powerfully clever, isn't it? Seconds. Coming out of it. Oh gosh, coming out of it is harder. Coming out of it's harder. Because it hurts. And you don't want to feel the pain. So yeah, it's easier. Pause, stop, go. I'm this situation now, if I do not address it physically and keep my system balanced, will take me back to there, and I don't want to go there anymore. You have to consciously make that decision. I don't want that life anymore. I don't want to be that person anymore. How can you connect with anyone when you're there? How can you know who you are? How can you make a relationship work? How can you be who you want to be if you aren't you? You've just stopped being yourself. You are in autopilot. Ultimately, you're functioning, but it's not you, is it? That's the thing. So if this resonates with you, do some push-up. You don't have to. I've signed up to a gym because that's what I do. But buy some weights. Heavy work is the way forward. Getting yourself back in, and be prepared that when you start coming down that scale, be prepared that you will want to run away from it. You will want to avoid it. You will want every excuse not to do it. Even if you go and you do 1 minute, at the beginning of it, I would just walk on the treadmill. I just walk. And that was it. I just didn't want to be there. I didn't want to be there at all. Didn't want it. But I forced myself to go. And now, slowly, where are we now? In 8 months, slowly starting to, well, hello. Hello, body. Okay. I'm just gonna lift that put that little weight a little bit heavier. Okay. This is new. Right. Okay. This is nice. Right. Being in your body, like, it's not too bad, actually. Okay. Right. So it takes time. It's a journey, isn't it? It's a journey. But it starts with awareness of self. And if you're ready to take a leap of faith, give it a go. You've got nothing to lose. Absolutely nothing to lose. Otherwise, who will you be? Who will you become? Because that autopilot will just control you forever. Look after yourself. Take care. Stay safe.